How do you like it when you're always waiting for them? It's not nice, is it? No. Well, the people that are late know that. They know it's a supreme aggravation to the very good friends they've got. So it goes without saying that the person's late, they do not enjoy it. They don't enjoy it. Yes, just they don't seem to know what to do about it. Well, it's a behavioral pattern. How do you change that? Write it out. Write out what the problem is. Write it out in all its negativity. And then take another sheet of paper and write out what would be the polar opposite to that in present tense. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm always early. I'm at all my appointments well ahead of time. I'm organized and I'm early, right? Something like that. And then say, now I am going to turn this into a habit. I'm going to make this a part of my paradigm and take the negative one and burn it. Literally burn it. Now that's merely symbolic. It's like lighting a candle. It's not going to do anything, but it's a symbol. And then you take the other one and say, I'm going to write that out 100 times a day. I'm going to write it and imagine it, write it and imagine it. Now, is that going to change the habit? No, it's not going to change the habit. Not right away. But over a period of time, it will actually change the habit pattern. And that's how you change the paradigm. Now, the other way is through what we call a personal experience of an emotional impact. 9/11 was an emotional impact. Not for me, and maybe not for you, but for anyone who lost a loved one there or anyone who was on the scene. That was what you call an emotional impact. It's when something just rattles your brain and it changes your life forever. Changes your paradigm. Now, since we're not going to experience an emotional impact, how do we get involved in a repetition? You see, people say it doesn't make sense to keep reading the same book over and over and over again. Intellectually, it doesn't. I know all the stories inside out. It doesn't make sense to listen to the same recording over and over and over again. But that's what I did. I didn't understand what I was doing to myself when I was doing it. And everybody thought I was crazy. They said, are you still listening to that guy talk to you? They knew he didn't change what he was saying because it was a record. How would that work? Let's look at it. The white line represents the sound of a CD playing. That's the white line, okay? Now think, the sound is moving. The sound keeps going. The red line represents you listening to the sound of a CD playing. So you're going along and you're listening to the sound of the CD playing, and bang, you get hit by an idea and you take off on a thought trip. Meanwhile, the CD's still playing. But you're up here now, you're not listening to the CD. You hear it, but you're not listening. Remember I said there's a difference between hearing and listening? That's a distinction there that you really want to focus on. You can hear something and not be listening to it. And so you're up here. This line represents you thinking about the idea that hit your mind here. You're not listening to what's going on here. And then you come down and you start listening. And you go along for a while and bang, another idea hits. And where do you go? You go off on another thought trip. And this keeps going. All the time you keep playing the same recording, but you're not always listening to the same recording. And you're taking off on thought trips. But they're all different ideas. It's triggering different things in your mind. Now think about this for a moment. How did the paradigm get formed in the first place? It got formed in the first place because your mind was wide open. Well, when you're listening, your mind is open. You're listening and you're not thinking. What do you think the odds are of you stopping at the same idea every time you play the recording? That's not going to happen. Now, there's where you stopped the last time. Where are you going to stop next? Oh, it might be there. You think that you're going to stop at the same time every time? No. No. That's why you need the repetition. To be able to shape your future, you must be willing and able to change your paradigm. Now, those of you who are not familiar with 6 minutes, we get a great program going. And if you want to get in it, you can get in it. Just send Mikey an email and she'll send you all the information on it. But we send a video out every day. You get a video every day. I've got something like 700 of them. How many listen to 6 minutes? A few of you already do. All right. You have to make a decision about what you're going to change. You've got to make a decision about what you're going to change. You've got to make a decision, come hell or high water, you're going to change it. And then you got to understand that this is not a quick fix. There are no quick fixes. But if you lock in and then get help, of all kinds of ways of helping people, that's our business. That's what we do. That's something that I started to do a long time ago. And then I got the idea of how you can sort of discipline yourself to do it. The common denominator of success is informing the habit of doing the things the failures don't like to do. Now think about that. It's informing the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. Now, there's a young guy there and asked Mr. Gray when he said this in his talk, he said, why do the successful people like doing these things? He said, they don't. That's why they turn them into habits. There's a number of things we don't like doing, but we'll do them every day because it's going to get us to where we want to go. Calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It's the result of long and patient effort in self-control. You see, it's the repetition that fixes it in our mind. Well, when you decide you're going to do this, then do it with somebody else. You've only got one of two problems. You're either ignorant or you're stupid. Now he said, when I met you, you were ignorant, but you're not any longer. So I thought, I guess I'm stupid. Now, if you know that you're doing something and it's not serving you, it's sort of stupid to keep doing it, isn't it? Well, that's what you got to ask yourself. Am I really a stupid person? And you can put yourself down if you want and say, yeah, but the truth is, you know you're not. So why would you continue to do something that you know is not serving you? That's the question you want to ask. Is this belief pattern serving me? And if it's not serving you, change it. How do you change it? Write it out. Write out the situation, the problem that you want to change, the challenge, and then say, what is the polar opposite to that? Burn the negative. Keep rewriting over and over, maybe 100 times the positive thing. Take 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and rewrite it over and over and over. Now you say, well, that's not going to change it. Not right away, it won't. But if you keep saying it over and over and over, if you tell yourself a lie often enough, you're going to start to believe it. And William James from Harvard, he said, believe, and your belief will create the fact. The habit and the belief, well, sometimes there isn't any difference. Your belief is probably part of the habit. It's a perpetual way of looking at something, believing in something. Our belief system is based upon our evaluation of something. And frequently, if we reevaluate a situation, our belief about the situation will change. I was searching, as I said, for 9.5 years to figure out what happened. It wasn't just the stick person that changed my life. All psychological books, you got to believe. If you don't believe, it's never going to happen. And I was thinking, how do you believe? Why do you believe? Where do our beliefs come from? Do you know most of your beliefs you have not originated, you inherited them. They're just passed along from one generation to the next. And if you analyze them, most of them are.
All right, guys, we're going to get the call started here in the next 3 minutes. We're going to start at exactly 9:15. We're going to start at 9:15, guys. So help me spread the word in all the group chats. Let me go on the Telegram. I know a lot of people were traveling back home from the March Madness event that we had here in West Palm Beach. So I know some people are waking up. I don't know if they're waking up late today, but spread the word. Let everybody know in your group chats that it's back to work. And I'm super, super excited for this call because I'm going to make sure that we all understand the importance of keeping the momentum and what it is that happens when you elevate yourself and in order for you to keep it. So we're back to work. And I'm super excited. So 3 minutes, guys, so we start. Help me go in those group chats. Let everybody know that we are on the call, OTC, and we'll start in 3 minutes, fam.
Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm thinking of this, and this is playing on my mind, and I'm playing with this. I thought, how do you believe? You know, where do they come from? And this has been going on for quite a while. And I was having some date with Val, and that just come out in conversation. Said our belief system's based upon our evaluation of something. And frequently, if we reevaluate a situation, our belief about that situation will change. Like that, I knew exactly why I had changed. I had been reevaluating who I was. I had been listening to all these records. Do you know that there's enough power just in this hand, potential power, to light up this building for probably a week? The blood circulates through this body every 33 seconds. It carries all the, going through hundreds of miles of passageway. Every 33 seconds, it carries all the food in, all the garbage out in one sweeping change. There's about 11 million kilowatt hours per pound potential energy locked up in the electrons in the atom of the body. And then we've got the gall to say it's just me. Think of the nervous system. The central nervous system would make the electrical system in a supercomputer look like an absolute toy. And all of a sudden, it hit me. That's why I changed. I had been reevaluating who I was. The repetition of reevaluating. What Earl was saying about attitude, how important attitude was. The repetition. I changed my belief about who I was and what I could do. And I got to the point I thought, well, hell, I'll just go to another city and open a company. I'll go to another city and open a company. I'll hire people. I'll have them work, and then I'll go to another city. I'll just get them to send me a report and the money and then go to another city. And that's what I did. I believe that there's infinite power locked up within us. That's the idea behind belief. The more you study this, the more you're going to believe in you. You know why? Because your beliefs are going to change. And what you believe about what could be done in your office, what other people could do. Like that, it changed. He would say, well, she can't do this. I said, how do you know? Did you ever get her to do? Did you ever ask her? Did you ever talk to her about all the great wins that are involved if she was to do that? He said, I never thought of that. Oh, really? You start to do these things. And business started to improve, and the sales started to go up, and the commissions started to go up. Get the idea? That's the idea. You're never able to change another person's level of awareness. You can't change anything with another person. If you think of this, we've got our hands full to change ourselves. There's no way you can change somebody else. So you've got to change how you deal with somebody else. If you have somebody that's really mean and not nice, but I mean, you're forced to deal with them. It may be a loved one, a member of the family or whatever. And you know they're not going to change. You have no idea how to change them, but you can change how you deal with it. And you make up your mind, you're not going to react. And so when they're being unfair and they're saying nasty things, say, I wonder why they're so unhappy. And just deal with it. You cannot change other people. You cannot change circumstance, but you can change your perception of it. Mm-hmm. And that makes it a lot easier to deal with. Well, first of all, there's power in the spoken word. Put your hand on your chest. Your own chest, fellas. Okay. Now, the devil made me do it. All right. Now, start counting. Go 1, 2, 3. Come on. 4, 5, 6. Do you feel the vibration in your chest? You feel it? The spoken word has power. It's the power on yourself. You're talking out loud. You're setting up a strong vibration. Read your goal out loud. Now, I'll tell you something that I've learned. If you read your goal, you're looking in.
Get a little cleaner here. All right, guys. There we go. Grand Rising Familia. How is everyone feeling this morning? Can I get some big cheesy smiles in the chat? I just want you guys to just smile. Smile, because life is amazing. Life is good. And I'm just super excited and super blessed to be on this call with each and every single one of you guys. It's a beautiful morning thus far. If you did your morning routine this morning, put an MR in the chat box. If you did your morning routine this morning, put an MR in the chat box. If you did your full morning routine this morning to start the day and you're just super excited to be able to start your morning with a good routine, and it's going to be filled with a lot of value, and that's what it's all about. Hope you guys are excited for today. I'm so happy I got a chance to meet a lot of you over the weekend at the March Madness convention. I'm sorry if I didn't get to meet everybody. It's literally hundreds. There was 4,000 people there, so I knew I wasn't gonna have a chance to meet everybody, but everybody I did meet, I'm glad that I was able to, get a picture with you, give you a hug, answer some questions, and be able to, give you guys some perspective. And just know that if we didn't meet, we'll definitely meet some other time. But just know that I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And it's always a pleasure when we get to come together as a family and spread the value on what it is that, we got coming on. And just amazing all the way around, guys. So I'm super blessed, super grateful for all of you guys. And I'm excited to come back and run it up. Real quick, can we spread some words of gratitude in the chat box as well? What is one thing that we are grateful for? What's one thing that happened to you this weekend that you are grateful for? Did you have a breakthrough this weekend? Let me go IG Live Familia right here one time. Perfect. IG Live Familia. Let's get it right for them. Here we go. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. So I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my mom. I'm grateful for my dad. I'm grateful for my little brother. It was his birthday yesterday. I'm extremely grateful for my goddaughter, Dariana. Grateful for the weekend that we just had in West Palm Beach. Extremely grateful for, the experiences, the breakthroughs that we had, the culture nights we did, the value that we learned. We even got lit and had a ton of fun the last day, which was awesome as well. So I'm super excited for that. Grateful for the whole squad who's at the team, who's actually here at my house right now. I have about 8-9 individuals from the family here at my house today. We were literally at the beach together, experiencing just a beautiful morning routine. And extremely grateful for, Katie for just always being there for me. And she did a phenomenal job on stage. Super proud of her and what she's becoming. And just grateful for everything, guys. Just grateful for this life, grateful for this month of March, grateful for God and everything that he's working. God has been working good. God has been working really good with us, and I'm super thankful. All right, guys. So let's talk about this month, and let's talk about momentum, because you see, there's something that everybody needs to understand about momentum, and momentum is something that we are experiencing right now. That's it. Momentum is in full effect. Okay, and I'm gonna get into some points that I want to cover, but I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about it before we get into it. So March is the month where everything happens. Okay, let me just March Madness, so when people jump on, they understand what we're talking about. Perfect. So March is that month where, as you guys know, is the month where everything activates. Is the month where the season starts. Is the month where a lot of things just tend to, start to fall into place, right? And the reason why they call it March Madness is because madness happens. There's just so many people joining your business, so many breakthroughs, so many amazing things just start to fall into place. And the work that you had been putting in the last 30, 60, 90 days start to manifest around the month of March, which is amazing as well. March is also the start of the spring season as well. Come March 21st, if I'm not mistaken, March 20th, March 21st is the start of the spring season. So March is just such a phenomenal month. It's also the month where the first 90 days of the year, the first quarter of the year finishes. Okay, so there's just so much going on this month, and knowing that the energy that everybody has to want to finish the first 90 days of the year strong, like, it's so important. And I want you guys to know there's only 16, there's what, I mean, in March, there's 31 days, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it 30 or 31 days for March? 31, right? So there's only really, if we look at it now, there's only really 17 days left of the first quarter of the year. There's only 17 days. Okay. 17 days left for the first quarter of the year. Look at how fast it has already passed. That means we only have 2 weeks and 3 days till this all is done. And that's it. We wrapped up the first quarter of the year. Look at how fast it happened. Look at how quickly everything happened. So I want you to all understand that you have to make sure that if you want to set yourself up for the second quarter of the year, you want to bring good energy into the second quarter of the year, which is one of the most important ones. You have to finish the first one strong. You can't finish the first one down, or you can't finish the first one with no momentum. No, you have to finish the first one with momentum, because remember, the energy with which you finish the first quarter of the year will determine your second quarter of the year. So with the energy that you finish the first quarter of the year will determine the energy that you start the second quarter of the year. Because remember, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So it's not about how you started the start of the year. You might have had a rough start, a slow start. Some of you guys had great starts, right? And if you had a great start, do your best to have an even greater finish. But if you had a slow start and it took you some time to, get the ball rolling, but now you got it rolling and things are going back in your direction, it's important that you do your best these next 17 days to finish as strong as possible. Make it like a mindset that it's like the end of the year. Like, yo, these are the last 17 days of the year. Let me work hard as I can to make sure that I finish these last 17 days very strong. And that's key. And that's very, very key. You got to treat it like how it sounds. Yo, it's the last 17 days. Now, it's important that you guys understand this as well. For the next 17 days of the year, you should not talk words that are going to bring you down. There should be no words of being negative. I don't want to hear no words of stress. I don't want to hear that you're going through something. Everything that you talk about, if you want to experience March Madness momentum, okay, remember, it's a choice. If you want to experience March Madness momentum, everything that you speak from this point moving forward has to be words that have to do with momentum, success, breakthroughs, quantum leaps. That's the only thing that you should be talking about moving forward. The only thing that you should be talking about moving forward. You shouldn't be talking words of how stressed you are, or how you're lacking financially, or how gas prices are up, or the war. You shouldn't be talking about any of that. The only thing that you should be talking about is how much momentum you're experiencing. Even if you're not, talk about it, because remember, whatever you speak about, you're going to bring about. Talk about the momentum that you're experiencing in your business. Talk about the successful people that are joining your business each and every single day. Talk about the love, the leaders that are experiencing, momentum and are hitting their next ranks and are getting to that next level. Talk about these things. Talk about it. Speak it. Think about it. Write it down. Experience it. Understand that this is the time right here. This is the time. There's never been a March where we didn't experience momentum. And right now we are in more momentum than we've ever experienced before. And today is day one for it, because we got 17 days of nonstop work. I don't want to take a day off these next 17 days. The weekends, we're grinding through the weekends, these next 17, because I understand how important the second quarter is going to be. I understand how important the spring season is. So in order for you to receive that harvest, in order for you to receive everything that's about to happen for us, it's important that we take these next 17 days extremely serious. Every day is gold. Every minute is worth something. Do not spend your time, okay, doing unproductive stuff. Do not spend your time doing things that you know are not going to get you to where you want to go these next 17 days. These next 17 days have to be treated like a treasure, like gold, like, yo, these next you got to treat it like these are the last 17 days of your life on earth type stuff. That's the extreme that you have to take it to. Like, you cannot slip up on your morning routine. You cannot slip up on prospecting, reading the books, listening to the audios, sharing the word, doing events. There can't be any of that. If you've been chilling with your friends too much, maybe it's time that these next 17 days, you spend some time away from your friends. If your significant other is not on board, let them know that these next 17 days you guys might not be able to spend as much time together as you guys usually do, because every moment is counted for. These are conversations that need to be had. Your parents, your family, everybody needs to know what you're about to do. It has to be a conversation that is had with people, because now it's serious. Now it's the season. Now it's time for you to lock in and receive all the blessings from all the work that you've been putting in for the last 60, 90 days. So it's important that you guys understand this. Okay. So what I'm going to cover right here really fast, all right, are the 5 truths to momentum. Okay. I've done this training once before, but I thought that it was a perfect time for me to do it again. And I want to talk about the 5 truths to momentum. And I'm going to cover that here today. And I want you guys to really prepare yourself for this. All right. There's 5 truths to momentum. Okay. Number 1, momentum magnifies success. Number 1, momentum magnifies success. If you're on this call and you're a leader, this would be a great training for you to do with your teams. If your team is not on the call, this would be a great training for you to do for your squads right now, because people need to understand that momentum magnifies success. You see, there's a lot of individuals right here, right now, that with this momentum, you're going to be able to hit your next level. You're going to be able to hit your next rank. You're going to be able to, now everyone you talk to is going to join your business. You see all those people that said no before, now everybody you talk to is going to say yes. All those people that said no before, now they're going to follow up with you and they're going to be like, yo, I'm ready to go now. Those trades that you were taking that you weren't winning, now you're going to start winning those trades. Because remember, when you're in momentum, everything works in your favor as long as you believe it. As long as you believe it, everything will start to work in your favor. So now when you're in momentum, think about it. When you're in momentum, the only way you can be in momentum is if you're on a high vibration. So if you accept that I am in momentum, can we type in the chat box, I accept it, right? Type in the chat box, I accept it. If you accept it, that means you're on a high vibration. You're in momentum. When you're at a high vibration, you can only attract people, situations, and circumstances to keep you at that high vibration. Write that down. When you're on a high vibration, you can only attract people, situations, and circumstances that'll keep you at that vibration. So from this point moving forward, you're going to attract people that are going to want to keep you at that vibration. You're going to attract situations, and those situations could be events. Those situations could be opportunity calls, trainings, people that you meet, certain situations that'll happen, and circumstances. Everything is going to start to work in your favor as long as you believe it. Whatever you can get yourself to believe, the mind can conceive. And that's important that you guys all understand that. I am getting my mind to believe that we are in momentum. We are experiencing quantum leaps. This is breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. Hundreds of people are joining my business. Success stories are being created each and every single day, day in and day out. I am getting my mind to believe that. So because I'm getting my mind to believe that, the mind also can conceive it and create it. So momentum magnifies success. The moment you go into this momentum and you keep this vibration long enough, it's going to magnify the success that you deserve. Some of you guys have been working for the last 2 to 3 months to hit your next rank. Guess what? It's going to happen in the next 17 days. Understand that. You've been wanting to get to a certain goal, a certain level, a certain trading account, certain investment. You've been wanting to do something over the last 60 days. Guess what is going to happen in the next 17 days? It's done. It's already done because momentum is here. Momentum is already here. All is now, it's up to you to, like I said, accept it, live it. The only way that you don't experience momentum now is if you fall back into your old ways. The only way. If you fall back into it, you fall back into your old habits, waking up late, especially if you went to West Palm Beach. Especially if you went to West Palm Beach. If you went to West Palm Beach to the event and you come back home and you fall right back into your old habits, you went to West Palm Beach for nothing. If you fall back into the same old habits that you had before you went, you wasted your time, you wasted your money, because you're just going to go right back to feeling the same way, thinking the same. No, you have to change. You have to change. If you weren't waking up early before Palm Beach, start waking up early now. If you weren't reading, if you weren't listening to audios, if you weren't getting uncomfortable, if you weren't doing those things, it's time for you to do those things now. Because if not, what happened is everybody right now is at a high vibration no matter what. Just the energy. I'm on a high vibration, just the energy. But the moment you allow yourself to go back to your old ways, you go back down and you're done for. And trust me, it's a lot harder to get the vibration back than it is to keep it. It's hard to raise that vibration again because it's hard for you to get an experience like that again, an emotional impact like that again. Then from there, remember, when you have an emotional impact, it literally takes you, there's like an elevator, whoop, takes you right to that high vibration. The only other way to change a paradigm, right, is through repetition. That means you got to take the stairs to raise it back up. Right now, a lot of us had emotional impacts. And I know some of you guys didn't go to the event, and you guys are probably wondering, hey, what event is that? Hey, don't worry about it, because guess what? Because a lot of us experienced that event, we all are on the high vibration now. Even if you didn't go, just because we are all connected as a family, we are all in vibration now. Because when one's vibration raises, we all raise, right? Rising tides, rise all ships. That's the key. The tides rise. We're high now. So now it's just a matter of who's going to be able to ride this wave. Who's going to ride this wave with us? That's it. Right now, I don't know if you guys know, if we were to put it in terms of a physical, so you guys can see a picture of it, right now, the wave took off and we are surfing on top of a wave right now. That's what we're doing right now. We are all surfing on top of a wave right now. And those who prepared, and those who've been practicing, and those who've been reading, and those who've been protecting themselves and doing their morning routines and reading and listening to audios, they're prepared. And guess what? Those are the ones that are going to be able to ride the wave the longest because they are prepared. Those who didn't prepare, you can still ride the wave through your discipline. You can still ride it through your discipline, but you have to be disciplined from this point moving forward. You can't slip up, because that one slip up for you can cost you falling off the wave. And you can't afford that. You can't afford it. You can't afford to fall off this momentum wave that just started. You can't. You gotta ride it as long as you can. And understand that the success that is coming for you, it's already here. It's already inside of you. It's already there. So number one, momentum magnifies success. Just know that it's already done. Can you guys put that in the chat box for me? It's done. The success that you wanted, whether it's a rank, whether it's an investment, whether it's a trading account, whether it's an amount of sales, whatever it is that you want, it's already done because of the momentum that we are going to experience. Is all up to you right now to speak it each and every single day. Number two, momentum is going to shrink problems. I know a lot of us have certain issues that happen in our lives. Some of us have financial problems, relationship problems, family problems. So many, there's different problems all over the world. But when we are in momentum shrinks those problems, and honestly, it really makes them disappear. Okay, because you're going to be so focused on all the positive happening in your life that all the negative disappears. You're going to be so focused on the breakthroughs, on the emotions that this momentum brings. You're going to be so focused on the love, on the people joining your business, on the success stories being created. You're going to be so focused on that's what's going to grow in your life. The problems are going to shrink because you're going to take all your focus away from the problems, and you're going to give all your focus to the success, the love, the abundance that's flowing in your life. Remember, whatever you focus on grows, and whatever you take your focus off shrinks. So when we are in momentum, your only focus should be momentum. That should be your only focus right now, is momentum. And when you focus on momentum, you will get more of that, and it will grow in your life. Your momentum will increase in your business, in your life, with your family. Everything will just start to work in your favor. That's what momentum is. Everything is going to work in your favor. So your success is going to rise. Your problems are going to shrink. But remember, the key is the vibration. The key to keeping your vibration is your morning routine. If you slip on the morning routine, finito. Done for. You're going to start working your way down, 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 down. The morning routine is what makes you feel good. I was explaining to my little bro Eli last night. I was explaining to him how the power of a vibration is very key. Okay. Because what tends to happen is a lot of people, they come back from these events and they get on a high vibration. But the moment you allow a situation, the moment you allow 1 or 2 days of your morning routine to slip up, you start to work your way down. And that high vibration is worth, in my opinion, high vibrations are worth millions of dollars. Right now, you guys are worth millions of dollars. Right now, at this very point in time, in this very present moment right now, because of the vibration that we are on, it's $1 million vibration. The thing is keeping it. That's the tough part. Keeping that vibration long enough, because today's only day 1, day 2. But can you keep it 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, 150 days? Can you keep it the rest of the year? Can you keep this vibration all the way till December? That's the challenge. And the only way you can keep that vibration solid is through a morning routine. I said to him yesterday, I'm like, bro, when you're vibrating low, the light is off in your body. Think about it like this. When you're vibrating low, the light is off, which means you can't attract if you don't have any light. There's no light. Think about it. If we turn off the lights in the house right now, that we can't attract anything. You can't see nothing. Okay, there's no light when you're vibrating low, when you're stressed, when you're angry, when you're frustrated, when you're sad. All of these low vibrations, the light is off in your body. You can't attract. You can't attract in that vibration. But when you're vibrating high, the light is on. And now you can attract everything because you can see everything now. You can't attract when the light is off because it's dark. You can't see anything. And I'm talking about not physically, I'm talking about spiritually. Remember, we must first see it in our mind in order for us to then create it in our hands. So you can't vibrate low and expect to receive. Never happen. So the key to feeling good is doing your morning routine, waking up, practicing gratitude, praying, reading your goal card, doing your meditations, doing your reading, listening to your audios, going to the gym, writing down your goals, doing this stuff every single morning. No excuses. There should be zero excuses as to why you don't do your morning routine. Zero excuses. But then I work. So what? Go to sleep earlier, wake up earlier. Banana this, banana. I don't want to hear nothing. Go do it. Just get it done. Nano, I only do a 40-minute routine. Read, meditate for 10 minutes, read for 10 minutes, journal for 10 minutes. But do something that's going to make you feel good in the morning. Forget music for the next 17 days. Only listen to audios. At my house, we don't listen to music. We only listen to audios. There's always an audio playing somewhere. Always, at all times. Audios. We don't need music. What do I need to be listening about music of people killing each other's and this and that, hoes, whatever? I don't want to hear that stuff. I want to hear about how I'm going to get to the next level. I want to hear about high vibrations. I want to hear about success, abundance, love, God. That's what I want to hear. So if you want to keep that vibration, you got to figure it out. I had somebody over the weekend ask me, Neno, I work two jobs. I have kids. Sometimes I'm not able to do my morning routine in the morning. I said, do it in the afternoon. Do it in the night, but get it done. Do something that's for you every day. Okay? Remember, the morning routine, I get it. Some of you guys might not be able to do it in the morning. Do it in the afternoon. Do it on your lunch break. Dude, if I work the job, I do it on my lunch break. On my lunch break, I'll eat a quick apple, eat what I got to eat. And let's do my morning routine. Let me do my routine right here. Let me sit. Let me go to the park. Let me meditate. Let me go in the office next door. Nobody's going to come in here. Whatever I got to do, I got to get it done. If you want it bad enough, you'll do it. But you got to get into that momentum. And the key is this. If you slip up one day, it's cool. The moment you slip up twice, you start to lose. So in these next 17 days, if you slip up one day, it's okay. If you slip up twice, you're already losing. It's important that you guys understand this, okay? Momentum is going to shrink all your problems. That's number 2. Number 3, momentum energizes the organization. It energizes your team. It energizes your family. When everything is working in your favor, everybody's energized. My team right now is at the highest energy it's been all year. You should see the text messages I got. Yo, Nano, I'm ready to go all the way in, bro. It's lit after this, bro. I'm no longer going to hold myself back. I'm going to work to my full potential. It's that time. You know why? Because they're energized. Momentum is here. There's over 10 people at my house right now. All of us are at high energy. We all woke up, did our morning routine this morning. We are at a high energy right now. We are in a perfect place to attract. Everything is going to work in our favor. All the energy is in our favor. We are expecting miracles. It's literally Christmas tomorrow. We are in anticipation and expectation that everything is already here for us. That's how we thinking right now. Christmas is tomorrow. The gifts are under the Christmas tree. We can't wait to unwrap all the gifts that are under the Christmas tree because we are in positive anticipation of everything that's coming for us. Number 3 is momentum energizes the organization. Everyone is energized right now. Everyone is energized right now. Christmas is tomorrow. That's the truth. That's how, because remember, guys, and the reason for that concept of Christmas is tomorrow, remember, guys, when we were kids, think about it like this. I want you guys to think about it. When Christmas came, and I know you guys know this, you knew that on that morning you were going to open up your gifts. You couldn't wait to see what your mom got you, your dad, what family, what gifts were under the Christmas tree. And you knew that they were there because you can see them. You knew that they were gifts under that tree. And you couldn't just wait. You couldn't just wait till that next day to go wake up and open up your Christmas gifts. You saw big boxes, little boxes. You were just so, and guess what? You had a positive anticipation for it. You were just expecting something good because you know you had gifts that your family got you that you wanted, whether it was that Xbox, whether it was that PlayStation, where it was those new shoes, whether it was a new bag, whether it was whatever it was. You knew that whatever you wanted was under that Christmas tree, and you were just so positive, so happy, so excited for it. No one ever sat and was like, man, I'm so sad that I gotta wake up and open my Christmas gifts tomorrow. Nobody ever said that. Everybody's always so excited when we were kids, okay, to do that. And that's why I love Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn says, if you want to be successful, study kids, right? Study kids, study the way that they think, how curious they are, how high energy they always are. Okay, so it's important that the same way that we were as kids, that we had that positive expectation and anticipation for the gifts under the Christmas tree, I want you to have that same attitude for the rest of March. And positive anticipation that everything is going to work in your favor, that the gifts that you've been asking for, the gifts that you want are already there under that tree, and you're going to open them up tomorrow. Because you know what that does? It keeps you at that high vibration. Think about it. How high vibrational were you during those times? Now that you understand this on a deeper level. But that's how you got to be with your goals. That's how you got to be with your business, with your relationships. This is so important. So that's number 3. All right. It's going to energize the organization. Make sure that your whole organization understands that concept right there. Everybody right now on my team, okay, we are all in positive anticipation of the gifts under the Christmas tree. It's very important that you understand that. So that's number 3. Number 4 is momentum enhances performance. You're going to see that your performance is going to increase now. Because understand, guys, yeah, maybe there wasn't as much calls as before, but bro, now you're going to be on calls more than you ever have. Why? Because now business is going to be flowing. You're going to be on calls. You're going to be doing trainings. You're going to be on the phone with your leaders. You're going to be working now. It's time to work. So your performance increases now. You're going to enhance it now. It's so key. Performance is going to be at an all-time high now. Momentum enhances performance. You're going to perform a lot better now. It's going to enhance your performance. You're going to have no other option but to do the calls, but to jump on the trainings, but to go and prospect, but to post on Instagram. Everything about you is going to enhance, and you're going to become better, because that's what momentum does. It's like you don't have any other option. Yo, everybody's running. You might as well run. You can't just walk while everybody else is running. You get left behind. So by law, because everybody's running, you're just going to be like, well, I just got to run too. You're just not going to stand and sit and wait and walk. No, that makes no sense. Everybody's running, right? You're going to run as well. And that's why it enhances your performance, because since everybody's running, you're running. Since everybody's sprinting, you're sprinting. There's some that'll choose to walk. There's some that'll choose to sit. Not this guy, not my team. We're all sprinting, every single one of us. And if you're sitting down, trust me, I'm going to wake you up. Trust me, I'm going to get you out that seat if you're sitting down. Because I would be a bad leader. I would be a bad friend if I allow you to sit down during this time. I would be a bad friend. I would be a bad leader. And that's what you guys got to think too, listening to this. Think of the people who need to be on this momentum run with you. And maybe today would be a good call to give them a phone call. Like, yo, look, bro, this is what's going on. Sis, momentum is here. I need you to run with me. Like Danye said, we got to transfer that energy to them. Some people didn't go to the event. Some people don't have this energy. Some people are still going through a lot. It's a crazy time. It's a crazy world that we're living in right now. A lot of people are allowing the outside circumstances to affect their peace. How is it that we're experiencing one of the craziest times in the world, but I'm vibrating at the highest that I've ever vibrated? How is that possible? Because I don't accept any of that stuff. None of that stuff is part of my reality. It's happening, yes. I'm aware of it, yes, but none of it is a part of my reality. I don't give it no attention, no focus at all. Alex Morton over the weekend, he gave the example about about COVID, right? And he talked about when it was happening, and he talked to Bob about it, and he asked Bob, "Hey Bob, what do you think about the vid?" And Bob was like, I don't think about it. It doesn't even exist in my reality. I don't even know what you're talking about. It's the truth. If you don't give it any focus, it won't grow. Remember, it's all part of the scare tactics. It's all part of fear inducing it. He rejected the idea of it. I'm pretty sure Bob Proctor never got it. I rejected the idea of it from the beginning. I never got it. Never. From the beginning, I traveled with no mask. I went to all the events. I hugged everybody. Thank the Lord. Thank everything. Never got it. Didn't watch the news. None of it. Never. Not once. Seriously, never. Not once. And I was in the field, like there, talking to people, hugging people, handshakes, everything. Never once. Why? Because I never accepted it. I never put it into my reality. It was just like it didn't even exist to me. So it's important that you guys understand that. Don't allow what's happening. Don't reject what's happening on the outside. Reject it. Don't allow it. Only what's positive. Only accept what you need for you to get to where you want to go. And when it comes to momentum enhancing your performance, don't only allow it to enhance your performance. Maybe today would be a great day to call your people up and enhance their performance. Make them aware of what's going on. Energize them. Run this training. I learned this from Nano this morning. He told me the 5 truths of momentum. Bro, did you know that momentum magnifies success? Did you know that in the next 17, 30 days, the next rank that you want to hit, that investment account that you want to create, that trading account, the people you want to join your business, we could do that in the next 17 days, bro. Let's get it done, sis. Those problems that you're going through, sis, I know they're hard, but guess what? Momentum shrinks problems. Momentum shrinks problems. So let's get to momentum. Talk to people about this stuff. Don't think that I just train you guys to train you guys. No, I train you guys so you can teach. So you can teach. So that's number 4. And then number 5, and the last and final one, is momentum makes quantum leaps easier. Momentum makes quantum leaps easier. And that's important. You want a quantum leap? What is the definition of a quantum leap? The definition of a quantum leap is an explosive jump in an area of your life, whether it's business, physical, mental, anywhere. It's an explosive jump. Type I do if you want an explosive jump in your business. I do. Put that in the chat box. I do want an explosive jump in my business. I want an explosive jump. I do. You want an explosive jump in your business? Guess what? You got to follow those first 4 right there. You got to follow 1 through 4 in order for you to make number 5 easy for you. You want that explosive jump in your business? Understand that momentum magnifies success. Momentum shrinks your problems. It's going to energize the org, and it's going to enhance performance. If you can understand those 4 right there, all right, it'll make everything else a lot easier for you. Quantum leaps are here. This is the season for quantum leaps. This is the season right here. Protect yourself, guys, at all times. Don't allow yourself to fall into your feelings. I know that it's easy to fall into feelings of doubt, insecurity, not believing. I know it's hard. Some of you guys are probably like, Nano, but how can I keep a high vibration when I'm broke right now? How can I keep a high vibration right now when things are falling apart in my life and it's hard for me to, just see it all the way through? Trust me, you can. You can, but you have to believe it, and you have to literally install it in your mind each and every single day that you are in momentum. You can change it with the words that you speak. The energy is here. The words that you speak will keep you at the higher vibration, because remember, what you speak represents what you're thinking. So when you hear people speaking things of negativity and the things that's what they're thinking. So when I hear people speak, I'm like, okay, now I know how you think. If you can speak that, I can only imagine what you think. So remember, your thinking is going to control your emotions. The emotions determine the actions you take, and the actions you take determine the results you get. So all your thinking from this point moving forward should be momentum, 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 quantum leaps, quantum leaps, quantum leaps, breakthroughs, 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 success, abundance, opulence, all of this. That should be your only thinking. That should be the only thing that you speak. That will make you feel good. Since you're going to feel good, you're going to take the proper actions. And since you're taking the proper actions, the results will show up as such. That's how it works every time. You guys will hear me repeat that concept right there hundreds and thousands of times, because that's the concept that changed my life. If it wasn't for that concept, I don't know if I could be able to understand success the way that I do. I know exactly where I need to fix things the moment things are not the way that I want them to be, because I know everything starts with my thoughts. Everything. And what I'm speaking determines what I'm thinking. So if I hear myself speaking words of doubt and words that don't align with me, I'm like, yo, Nano, what are you thinking, bro? We need to change that right away. You have to be aware of this stuff. The moment I change my thinking, boom, I start to feel better. I'm feeling good right now. All I've been thinking is about momentum. All I've been thinking about is about success, abundance. Guess what? I'm feeling so good. So guess what? I don't mind right now going and spending the rest of the day till midnight grinding my face off. and wake up and do it again tomorrow to get the results. And that's how I want you guys to think. All right. So those are the 5 truths of momentum. All right. Put a 5 in the chat box if you got the training, you wrote it down, it made sense, you got value from it. And if you're ready to teach it to somebody, put a 555 in the chat box. If you got value from this morning call, 555s. All right. This is just a mental awareness call, just to remind you what it is that's happening. Throughout the week, I'm going to be doing a lot of calls, basically I just want to be talking about a lot of success, momentum. I want to speak the words that we want to attract. Okay. I want to train you guys on the things that are going to help you guys attract more of what it is that you want during these times. So my trainings this week and for the next 17 days, especially, they're going to be a lot more intentional than usual. Okay. I want to be very, very intentional with each training that I do this week and next week, leading up onto the first 90 days of the year, which are going to be amazing. Okay. So remember, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And if you didn't do your morning routine this morning, make sure that you find the time throughout the day to do it. All right. Put yourself at a high vibration at all times. You have $1 million in your hands right now. Every one of you on this call, I want you to think about it like this. You have millions of dollars in your hands like this right now. They're in your hands. And every day that you slip up, it's going to be like sand in your hand because it's going to start slipping through your hands like that. You're just going to start to lose it. You will start to lose it the moment you start to slip up. That's how it works. I've been here before. I've done this for 5 years almost now. I know how it works. The moment Nano starts to slip up on his routine, the moment I start to speak words, the moment I start to allow problems, you start to see the momentum just slip through your hands like grains of sand. It happens every time and never fails. But when I stay on point and I don't slip up and I'm on my morning routine and I'm doing everything and I'm reading and I'm listening to the audios and I'm talking to my mentors and I'm prospecting, doing calls, I'm able to hold it long enough to see it manifest in my hand. And that's the key. How long are you going to be able to hold this vibration right now? I'm going to hold you guys accountable every morning. So make sure that you're here. My goal is to help us hold this for the next 8 months, 9 months. That's my goal. For the rest of the year. Why would I want to get out of this vibration? Man, it was so hard the last 6. Dude, I felt like we were in a winter for like 6-7 months. I'm like, yo, when is this stuff gonna end? This was one of the longest winters I'd experienced. We was in winter since like July of last year. July, August, September, October, November, December, January, and February things turned around, but at least 6-7 months. The longest winter. But now it's spring season. Now it's spring. Now the energy shifted. It's not cold anymore. The sun comes out now. The trees are growing. The flowers are blooming. The vibration is higher now. It's not as dark now. And you need to accept it. Don't stay in that winter season. That's a choice. Remember, it's all a mental choice. You can choose to stay in the winter and continue to have a winter that'll last you another 6-7 months. You can choose that. You can choose that. I'm choosing the spring. Hey, I can't wait for spring and summer. I still got spring, summer. That's it. The next 3 seasons are good for me. Spring, summer, fall, they're amazing for me. No more winters for me the rest of the year. But it's a choice. I made the choice. You hear me on this call making the choice that I'm going into it. We are not going into it. We in it already. We in it already. And if you want to have a summer to remember, it starts with the choice. Remember what I said last week? All life forms strive to the max of their potential except human beings because we have the dignity of choice. We can choose to get into momentum or we can choose to stay in the same position that we are. what is your choice? It's just a choice. You can choose to be like, well, Nano said, from now on, all I got to do is speak momentum. I got to do my morning routine every day. I can't slip up. And he talked about these 5 truths. This is my choice. Or I'm going through this. I'm sad. This is what's going on in my life. Let me keep focusing on this. And you will stay like that. You have a choice. It's a matter of a choice. You have to choose. Right after this call, what's going to be your choice? Are you going to stay in the same place, stressing, overwhelmed, frustrated, or you're going to make a decision to move forward? Because regardless, at one point in your life, you're going to have to make the choice. And I challenge you to make that choice here today. All right, fam. So with that being said, that wraps up today's call. I'm super blessed and excited that we got a chance to talk on this call. I know that we are going to have a lot of great calls. I can't wait to see all the success stories that are going to come over the next few weeks for us. So many success stories on my team, on all the different organizations and different companies that jump on Mornings with Nano. It's just going to be some phenomenal things that happen, and I can't wait. So with that being said, let me give you guys a quick prayer, for us so we can go and enjoy the rest of our day. Quick prayer, guys. Everybody bow your heads. Let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with another beautiful Monday that we can grow and that we can become better versions of ourselves. Because you woke us up today, God, we know that you are not done working with us, Father. So we invite you to this moment to first give you thanks. We want to thank you for everything. We want to thank you for our health. We want to thank you for your protection that you have for us. We want to thank you for our families. We want to thank you for the momentum that we are currently experiencing right now. We want to just thank you for the amazing weekend that we had in West Palm Beach. And for those who are traveling, Father, we pray that you get them home safe. But these next few weeks, God, we ask that you give us the energy and the strength that we need to go out there and give it everything that we got each and every single day. We understand the importance of the vibration that we are on right now. We are vibrating high. We are literally floating on this vibration. It feels so good to be surfing this wave, God. But we ask you for the strength. We ask you for the skill sets. We ask you for the protection to keep us as this vibration for the rest of the year, not just for the rest of the month, for the rest of the year, because it's going to be the only way that we're going to be able to make a change in this world that so much needs it right now. And we want to make a change, and we want to impact people, and we want to save people from the things that are going on in this world. So we're going to do whatever it takes, but we know that the choice is on us. But we make the choice today, and each and every single person that jumped on this call, they made the choice today that we are going to focus on abundance. We're going to focus on success. We're going to focus on freedom, peace, enlightenment, more and more and more opulence. And that's what it's all about. We will no longer focus on stress. We will no longer focus on sadness, frustration, lack. That's not us. It's only abundance and momentum and quantum leaps from this point moving forward, God. So we appreciate you so much. We thank you in advance for everything that you will start to create in our lives. We love you and we appreciate you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Let's go.
Let's go. Amen, 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 amen. All right. So God is working with us, guys. He's here. All right. I hope you guys are connected more now than ever. Make sure you guys are praying more now than you guys have ever prayed before, because understand, guys, that there is a lot of power in praying. All right. Remember, if this is the year of double the blessings, then that means double the prayer. All right. If this is the year of double the success, that means it's double the gratitude. Okay. And if this is going to be the year where you have a lot of momentum, then guess what? It's going to take double the work. Okay. So with that being said, I love you all. I appreciate you guys all. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Mornings with Nano. God bless and have a blessed day, fam. Let's run.
Let's go.
Let's go.